guys, Romie here. I'm not going to talk for too long about this foolishness. This is the Real Housewives of Atlanta, Season 10, Episode 14, Barcelona Breakdown. As you can see, my channel is now called Romie Reviews, and I'll be doing a weekly segment called the Romie Report. And the Romie Report will focus on pop culture stuff. So at least once or twice a week, you'll get that from me. And yeah, so let's start with this foolishness. Like I said, this show, when I tell you this show, it starts off okay. It starts off with Eva going around the house trying to see if anyone wants coffee. She even asks Kim's, the wig that's supposed to represent Kim, want coffee? No. Sheree, her back is hurting her, so I couldn't see them staying there for too much longer. The villa is cool and all. It's like I said, it'd really be cool if you're just trying to do some quick friendcation thing. I personally thought that it was nice enough. But again, if you're talking about a big trip, then it's definitely not big trip geared. They definitely have some more up-to-date or even bigger places where they could have felt, I guess, more at home for what they were expecting. But they get to this dinner, get to this breakfast. Everyone's calm, cool, and collected. They had a lot of fun, apparently. So this is what I like. They start off on a good note. And that was the misleading part, which happens with the show a lot. They start off on a good note. The girls were dancing till like 3 a.m., 4 a.m., dancing and twerking, having a nice time. The main thing that they were talking about, or should I say, one of the things that they more so talked about was how Marlo is going to be a trip. She's going to be a trip this episode. She's going to be a trip on this trip. She's a trip on every trip, and this trip was no exception to the rule. Marlo, Candy felt a certain way about the etiquette thing, because it's like, you trying to teach me about it? You, okay. But they have questions. It's that whole thing of Kim and Nene, they go back and forth. Candy's trying to be careful because she's like, remember, I guess it was Kim's younger daughter, same age as Riley, and they were close friends, so she always tries to teeter and show respect. So her thing's basically no comment. No comment. Everyone else feels like it was definitely intentional. First of all, it wasn't a roach. That definitely didn't look like a roach. I've never seen a roach that looked like that in my life. That looked like either a water bug, because I've seen those, or that thing almost looked like a bee. I know it wasn't, but it was almost built like a bee. I said, what the? So, wasn't a roach. This isn't a dirty thing. And that's definitely one of the top 10 insults that you can hit someone with. Just being dirty in general, or implying that they are dirty. And that was definitely the intent. And so I get why Nene was pissed. This whole back and forth of, well, we know Sheree, and because we're going to fast forward and he's going to come to the table. So we know that Sheree and Portia talked to Nene. So I don't know if they told her or how that came. They will have had to, because there's no way it could have came up otherwise. But it's that thing of Sheree not willing to commit. And when I say not willing to commit, I mean they were trying to ask Sheree, so what do you feel about it? And she was just like, oh no, because she's still friends with Kim, so we don't expect you to say anything really negative about Kim. The whole concept is, was that dirty? I mean, was that grimy? Was that grimy? Was that below the belt? Was it? Is the answer yes or no? Well, I can't. No. What she did, was that right or was that wrong? And for the reason, like, did you feel like that came out of left field or not? And my thing is, at least Portia gave a more direct answer, like, no, doing that wasn't right. But let's be very clear. Portia acting like, oh, I didn't know she was going to do that, even though Kim said hold on. I understand she probably thought, oh, maybe it was just a general hold on, like, oh, okay, I got something for that one over there. And then she actually has video. But still, there was definitely a lack of committing. It was definitely whack. We had a moment where it was kind of a Shamia and Eva had their talks because Shamia, Eva felt a certain way about, well, being in this group. I definitely I'm learning what to expect, and that whole thing talking about my sexuality, and Eva's thing is, essentially, even though she wasn't trying to make it sound like it, but it is what it is, she's fine with people talking. Well, no. She's fine if she brings it up, but if you just go and bring it up out of left field, because, her husband's running for public office and all of that, so she's just trying to, and I said, I understand that, Eva, in a perfect world, you're absolutely right. In a realistic world, and in a respectful world, you're absolutely right. But Shamia is a part of this reality show game, and in this reality show game, her brand of mess is accepted and acceptable only because of this group. Only because of this group, and that's what they do. They go and they bring up people's, bring up people's past, stuff that's out there. But I do like the fact that Eva didn't back down, because Shamia was like, wait a minute, all that stuff was on TV, was on the blogs and in the streets. And Eva said, well, that's nice, but it wasn't in Barcelona. So I'm glad that at least she's not going to go and just allow the ladies to go and kind of walk all over her. Because Eva, you can tell that she's genuinely nice. Nice with a slight edge. And I kind of wish that Cynthia, when she first came on the show, had that combination, because maybe things would have gone very differently for her if that was the case. But once he got to the table, she was over it. She was over it because she's like, her house is bomb. Kim is always doing that mess. Like, why would you think that's appropriate for your daughter to go and do that? And then you co-sign. It's just a lot. But they're still also doing that 50 cent challenge. And Marlo apparently was in like this bathing suit onesie or leotard type of getup, and she was dropping it low. So she doesn't have to do anything. She doesn't have to do anything. But Cynthia, she's been wanting to kiss. Cynthia does not have Will there. Cynthia still has a sex drive. Cynthia wants to kiss a girl. She's like, she ain't married to no man anymore, so the restrictions are off, baby. The restrictions are off. And she wants to kiss a girl again. So originally, who was it that they were trying to? Oh, so Candy. She was trying to kiss Candy. I'm thinking, why do you keep trying to kiss Candy? Have you been hearing some things about her experience? Like, what's that whole thing about? But then Portia agrees to do it. Portia's kind of reluctant, and Portia just should have stuck with her gut, because Cynthia tongue kiss / teeth cleans Portia in the mouth. And Portia looks like she was abused. Like she was shocked. Like that was no bueno. Oh, okay. Now, while they're doing their, almost said soul searching, sightseeing. While they're doing their sightseeing, they come across this guy who was, I don't know how he did it, but Portia checked, because she checked under his feet. You know those people who float and levitate and all that stuff? Probably sitting on an invisible chair or something, or had something propping him up in the back. I don't know. But what matters is everyone's having fun. Shamia and Portia are twerking. They're going to go and take a motor vehicle ride, because it wasn't a car. It wasn't a car. It was like a combination. It was like a street ATV, if you will, or a street go-kart, but a full-size one. And Shamia and Portia, they're just having a ball, not listening. So I'm saying, okay, what's going to happen? Everyone's driving. They're doing some minor sightseeing. I mean, in all honesty, everything that we saw them see, at least from that little ride, they could have walked it out. They could have walked it out. But it was a cute experience. Everything was going okay until Portia goes and rams into one of the other drivers in front of her. I was thinking, oh my God, please not have been a regular car. Please not have been a regular car. No, it was another vehicle getup that they were in. So they hit someone who's in the same type of vehicle. I said, okay. So obviously it was an accident because it was scuffed up in the front. So they said, no, we need to switch cars. And Porsche was like, the brakes weren't working. Everyone's thinking the brakes weren't working because you hit the gas. But let's just say the brakes, there was really a glitch. Everything was fine. They drove out and they walked it out. And then they had this table in the center of this food market, and I said, now that looks really cool. It was funny because you can tell the people that probably weren't tourists were looking at the cameras and looking at them. I mean, let's be real, it's a bunch of black people, but specifically a bunch of black women with cameras around them in a foreign country. Well, what a lot of people need to understand, and why I get irritated a little bit later, is that a lot of these foreign countries, obviously they have black people in them. Obviously they see black people, but it's a huge difference between seeing a couple of local black people and some like Americans or like British black people, Caribbean black people, just straight up African people, and then them act up. And that's like the #1 rule when you go to another country. Don't act a fool. Don't do anything that could intentionally land you in jail. That's like the #1 rule. Or don't do anything to embarrass the race or embarrass your home country. Those are the main rules. And so I got really irritated when I was watching this and seeing them like, really? We're doing this here. We're doing this in public here. At least do that back in the hotel or back in the house. Oh, God. So then we continue on. They're ordering food. Portia says forget it. She goes and gets her octopus on because she just wants to. They ordered some mini fishes with the eyes and ate it. So that was their delicacy. And everything was going well. Everything seemed to be going well. Nene, again, hold on. Nene just wants to make sure that we're on agreement that Kim wasn't in the right. And Portia was just like, don't let me, not just going in on Kim, make disillusion you to the fact that I agree that she was wrong. And yeah, I'll have a general conversation with her. I'm thinking, Portia, you probably didn't think it was that serious. You probably don't even really care. You're just trying to go and get along because you and Nene are in a better place at this very moment. That's probably it. Sheree, you're acting like, oh, what? Come on now. But we get from that to this weird thing of Marlo wanted to be Marlo. And I feel like sometimes, I don't know if Marlo was drinking, but Marlo didn't sound like someone who was just all there. Marlo, she wasn't slurring anything, but she was talking slowly. I don't know if it was just to be dramatic or if she was a little lit. Because I'm saying what happens next makes no sense and truly felt like it came out of left field. Let's see. Because I think Marlo didn't appreciate the fact that Portia she wasn't really committing to just being all out. Kim was wrong. And so that was the thing. Sidebar, it was so shady when they showed Sheree running away from that bug. Now, again, I don't know if that was a roach. That also looked like it could have been an outside bug because they come in many shapes and forms, these outside bugs. Oh! But, my whole thing is, how you guys feel about Portia and that fan? Because Portia was definitely doing like the 2018 version of what Kenya did. It wasn't on the same level. It wasn't on the same level. I can tell you that. And Marlo was doing a lot. Marlo was doing a lot. Portia was upset because it was brought up about Portia's welcome mat being small, and because Marlo said the welcome, like, even though I'm fine that she said that because she said that on camera previously, the whole thing was, where's this whole thing coming from? Says the welcome mat is small. Portia gets offended because it's like, my mom gave me that and all that, and then it jumps from that to, oh, your breath stink, your breath stink. Marlo was trying to be funny and just trying to start something. Marlo then brings Candy into the situation because it's that whole thing of, wait a minute, you're getting mad at me and getting mad over a welcome mat, when at the end of the day, Candy should be the one that's mad at you most because of what you did, and that you wanted people to just calm down, be cool and copacetic. No. And that was the weird part. Then it switched over to Cynthia and her IKEA furniture. And I love how Eva's like, IKEA is nice. Don't worry about it. And it's like, sometimes, see, that's the definition of petty. Not what Eva said, not what Cynthia said, just how part of this conversation eventually stemmed into an argument. This is the definition of petty. I know a lot of times women don't like to hear the word petty because it's like, if I feel like this is a problem and you're diminishing it by calling it petty, then you're being oppressive and offensive and all that. And I'm thinking, you can be petty. 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 But yeah, Marlo and Portia, things take a very quick dive and take a very quick dip. Because that's why I said, was Marlo tipsy? Because Portia, she had the fan. The fan didn't hit Marlo, but it was one of those situations where it's like, okay, we're not cool right now. And Portia just had the fan in her hand. So I understand why Marlo was like, no, you're not going to do that. But Marlo ripped the fan out of Portia's hand. Portia got up because Portia stays ready. Trust. Marlo stayed perched. And I'm thinking, what? What? This is the fake stuff I'm talking about. Everyone in that whole meat market was looking at them like, what the heck is going on? The ladies are trying to stop it from escalating. Marlo's still trying to be like, oh, so she's not going to go and Kenya she's not going to go what Kenya did to her, And I'm thinking, this is really happening. This is really happening in the public square. And now we're squaring off. We're trying to square off. We're trying to calm down. We're trying to stay calm. And everyone's just trying to keep both of them calm because they're in a public place. They're in a public forum. The cops are there now because there was a public disturbance. Nene also told them that they need to pack their bags because she got them new hotel rooms. She booked them in hotels. And I said, oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's cool. So while everyone's packing, Nene and Candy, they call their husbands and give them a lowdown. Candy was laughing because she was like, you know, it was weird. Marlo ripping the fan out of Portia's hand, kind of like how Portia did Kenya. And then same thing where Marlo brought up the fact that Portia was getting mad over a welcome mat, where even though she lied on Candy, and it's just like, but Candy's still cool, calm and collected. I'm thinking, this is so dumb. This is so dumb. So now, like I said, while everyone is packing to leave, Portia is packing to leave the country. She wants to go back home. She wants no parts of being around there. And I respect it. I respect it because Portia knows herself. I'm sure Portia in the back of her mind was like, I can't, even if Marlo apologizes tomorrow, it's like, you know what, I was bugging. And I'm like, yeah, you know what, I was bugging too. Now I'm on the defense. A fight was almost started. We're supposed to be on vacation. We're in another country. And a fight was almost started because of something small, because you want a peach. And that's the thing with Marlo. Marlo always goes over the edge for no reason. That's why they'll never give her a peach. Marlo's been on this show for how many years and has, I'm sure she would love a peach because you get more money. And Marlo's money oriented. So we can't say, oh, she doesn't want a peach. She sure does, because the checks are much nicer with a peach. And I felt it when Portia was crying, because it's like this whole thing of, so you invite me here, not you and Cynthia, but so I get invited here, invited there, and still treated like the odd person now. And my whole thing is, if you're going to be cool with me, be cool with me. If you're not going to be cool with me, then that's fine too. But just let me know how it really is. Let's stop acting like, oh, this is just me bugging. Let's stop acting like this is just me being dramatic or extra. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I'm going to be around people who want to be around me. Life is too short. And I said, okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So Nini's going to tell them that Portia is leaving out of the country. I wonder if Shamia knew, because to me that would have been interesting if she didn't let her bestie know. Alright, so that's it. Please like, comment, subscribe. Wow, that hotel looks so much more up their speed. So much more. Alright, Nini, you did good.